Hola. What's
Well,
going
hello
on?
there. How's everyone doing today? Oh my God, it's
Como.
so good to see you. Yeah, Lola, I don't know. I couldn't even log in to the stream from my tablet for a second, but you're here, God damn it, and that's what matters.
All right. Como estás?
Ooh, it's cold.
Everybody.
That's what's estas.
Baby. It is November the 12th. And baby, my heat has been on for the most of, well, not the heat, the heater has been on since probably the maybe about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't like being this. I got to keep a window cracked because yeah, that's just how I feel. But then I need to have some. I need to have some warmth up in this joint. But I refuse to turn on Big Bertha until it really gets cold. So right now
Shit.
we're gonna work with the small little one. But baby,
I don't
this
have the
whole
kind of house
place,
that's configured for that.
huh?
I don't have the kind of house that's configured for small units. I mean, I suppose I could put a unit in a room and close the door, but no.
Baby, listen, that's where I'm at. I puts that unit right by me and keeps it. I'm good. So, but everybody, but again, I already talk about how high like the electricity is where I'm at just because it's old stuff. So that's pretty much where I'm
Yeah.
at. But we're gonna work with that. So
Hallelujah. So how was your long weekend? I'm assuming it was a long weekend that you took Monday off.
I did not. Uh,
Ooh.
I did not take Monday off. I wound up going. I worked because we were off on Tuesday, and I was also working from home. So I was like, okay, well, cool. It works. Like, all right, it's just a day. It's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 45 minutes into that morning, I was like, why not just take the day off? Like, what the hell?
That part.
And the other part was I am supposed to be off. I actually thought my doctor's appointment was Friday, and it's not. It's tomorrow. So I was going to take off tomorrow because that's where I'm at. I'm at the age where I'm like, listen, I got a doctor's appointment. I'm taking off. I ain't coming in. Like that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow I have to. There's an event that I'm going to help out later on in the day, so I'm still going to take off the morning. And when I get back from my doctor's appointment, I probably won't log in until probably like 1, 2 o'clock, and then I'll be on for the rest of the day for the rest of that stuff. That's it. And that's how we're going to do that on tomorrow. And now Friday, I may be off just because.
Well, I have today I have put in my leave, and my last day for calendar year 2025 is December the 19th. So I am
Okay.
out then and back in the office on January the 7th.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Lovely long bit of vacation. So I am 100% looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I think the Degree Factory is supposed to close on the 17th, which is really weird because that's a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they're saying that the we may possibly close out that Monday, which will be the whole week. And usually,
And then when do
you
you come back?
well, we're supposed to come back after um New Year's Day falls on a Thursday, I think it is, and we're supposed to come back in on that Friday. But folks ain't coming
Yeah.
in on Friday. So
I'm like, I'm out. There's no way that I'm gonna be out from what is that at this point? That's December 16th, December 15th through the end of the year, and then you want me to come back on a Friday? Girl, bye.
so the problem is the way they do stuff. This is the part that irritates me about the Black Degree Factory. And it's annoying to me because from a marketing standpoint, I get it. Administratively, or as was told to me today by someone who is customer service focused, customer service doesn't work for those that are giving customer service. And I said, you know what? You're right. It doesn't. Because the way you are asking for stuff and the way you want stuff to happen for these students, like these new students that's supposed to be coming in, do you want these acceptance letters to be Christmas presents for them?
Mm-hmm.
Why? For me, it feels like, listen, don't ruin these babies' Christmas. Send them their stuff after Christmas, whether they're going to be accepted or not. Like, I get it. It's great if it comes early, and that's a great Christmas present. But again, if those babies don't get accepted, whether it's early action, early decision, or whatever, or just regular decision, baby, don't do that for Christmas. Don't ruin their Christmas like that. That's how I feel. But because of that, it's required that my office has to put some stuff together for them.
The way
So
they would get a form letter.
that's what it is. But then we have, so here's the other part. Because of this new system and all the stuff that we had going on last year, and the fact that they set this date so early again this year, we may wind up doing the same thing we had to do last year, which was manually send these motherfucking letters out. So I'm annoyed because I already know
physical mail or by email.
We have to manually enter them into the system. Like, I can't just do a group purge, or like, not purge, but a group merge or group packaging for like a whole bunch of people, like all the people that submitted all these 5 forms and everything is in by this date. If I just hit auto package for them and I have all their information, it'll spit something out and then we can email it out. The problem is our system is not set up fully, or how do I best? I'll just leave it. It's not set up fully. Like, it's set up and it's working, but to do this, it's going to require it requires a little bit more time. But the problem is, it is this bitch done bit all over my goddamn. Okay. The problem is we're gonna have to do it manually. We can't do it automatically. So I say all that to say it looks like I probably will be in the office. When I say in the office, I'm gonna put that in quotations, working until the latest, which is probably going to be the 21st or the 22nd. 22nd is that Monday. That's what I think is going to wind up happening. But listen, I'll be at home, so this is that's how I feel about it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, but if we're closed as of the 17th, then what that is basically 3 extra days. But we always have worked over the break and done some things over the break. It's annoying, but that's another reason why I'm actually trying to make some other changes, but we shall see how that's going to go.
Changes.
Absolutely. So, who was the first person here? Was Lola? Were you the first person in today? I didn't even see. I see Josh, and I also see Eccentric. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm glad that you all are here.
Desmond just popped in.
Yes, he did. He just popped in. He wasn't sure if it was going to be the show's going to be on. I'm like, bruh, we did not send out anything saying it wasn't going to be canceled, but we have done that a little late sometimes. It has happened, but
it has happened as late as 10 minutes after 8.
Yes, it has happened. It has happened. That was some technical difficulty stuff too, but then there's that. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, we're on. If we don't send that, we try to send stuff out as early as possible, but we're all good. But I appreciate you calling and asking, just to make sure. But for the most part, the week has been okay. I have been. So I tell you what's going to also piss me off. I got to go get my breaks done, and I'm not going to be happy about that.
Yeah,
Mama's sitting pretty until I can go ahead and say, all right, go ahead and fix her. I already know I'm looking at least all 4 breaks. I may be looking at some rotors, but we're gonna see how this gonna roll. We're gonna see what it's gonna be, and we're gonna go with it. But other than that, it's been pretty good. I have had this headache all week, like for a couple days, like for the past day or two. I've had it, and I just took some ibuprofen. And I was saying earlier that I couldn't figure out whether it was I didn't eat, whether it was I wasn't hydrated and was drinking water and everything else. Not sure if it was salt, sugar. I don't know what it is, but the headache has been lingering for a minute. And right before we started, I just took ibuprofen. It's starting to kind of work a little bit. So maybe that was what I should have done from the beginning. But I've been trying not to do that because I don't know why I feel like if I don't take it, it'll resolve itself on its own. But I'm a fan of I like the drugs, so ibuprofen 800, 600. I'm good for all that. But
Josh
Hey,
says
Josh.
brakes and rotors all purchased on eBay as kits. Message me later on.
Right,
Listen,
I
when
see
I
that.
tell you it is good to have a handy person in the family.
Listen,
So
Josh, I very well may be having this conversation with you because I do like to go to the dealership only because I hate when people try to invalidate warranties and stuff. And my car is actually going to be coming out of warranty. I think it's going to be coming out. It's coming out of warranty in January. So yeah, I just try to go back as much as I can. Plus, I don't want to hear no shit later on from them if something else happens. So I try to do it. But again, we'll see. But thank you for that. We're gonna have to talk about that. But keep it. I will mess
Josh
up.
might be making some money because Lola's like, hi.
Listen,
It's Joshy Lube.
listen, Joshy.
Come on, Joshy Lube.
Come on, Joshy Lou.
Patent pending, patent pending, patent pending.
So listen, you might have a customer, Joshy Lou, and
oh, but wait a minute. Before y'all, before Joshy Lube, Joshy got Joshy Carpentry. You know,
well,
Josh.
He was builder. He was Bob the Builder and
Josh the Builder.
Yeah, like
Josh the Builder is already on schedule. So Joshy Lube that's next year. Josh the Builder is on contract.
Listen, Josh, we will probably be talking. Josh has been lube. Listen,
we had heard that about you.
I'll even make some other recommendations for some different type of lube for you. Matter of fact, I'll bring it with me. But we're gonna have that conversation. I'll reach out. I got you. But for all of that, I mean, with all that it still being taken into consideration, it's been a good week. Like I said, listen, I wake up every day. I'm in the space. I got my own place, and I'm just trying to be grateful for the everyday, which is waking up. So, so it's been a good week. But that's been me. That's been my week. How has your week been?
So before we do that, I have been watching. I make it a habit of watching the stream on my tablet. You probably can't really see it very well, but it tells us who the top fans of the BGKH Show.
Wait. Are you doing top 3, top 5? Can I guess?
You can guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we talking about top 3 or top 5?
There's a tie. What you mean?
There's a tie. A tie.
Mm-hmm.
A tie. Okay.
There are 4 top fans. So
I'm gonna put these in not any particular order.
No, they're in order because you get points.
Well, I'm gonna try to name 4 people that's in the top 4. That's the top 4.
Okay.
Lola, Eccentric, Trayvon, and Desmond.
You have 3 correct answers. Would you like to take one off of the list?
I'll take. But if I take one off, I have to who am I putting on? So if I take Trayvon off, I'll put Joshua on.
Very good. Ding 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 ding.
I won.
Our number 1 fan, according to the YouTube algorithms, is Josh with 75 experience points. Tied for him with the number of experience points, but number 2 overall is Lola.
Yay!
And tied for 3 and 4 is Desmond and Eccentric.
Josh, Lola, Desmond, and Eccentric. So listen, this is what I'm getting ready to do. Let me get up in here into these notes real quick. I'm going to go ahead and put this out here. So in that order, it was Josh, Lola, because they were tied, right?
Well, so there's only 2 levels. Well, so far, Josh and Lola have 75 points. Desmond and Eccentric both have 25 points. But you have to, it's not only the number of times you show up for the show, but also your amount of engagement.
Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah. So if you said the engagement part, then I probably would have put Josh out there first. But then again, I don't know how far is Trayvon down, because he shouldn't be that far off.
It doesn't say all of that. It says top fans and XP experience point. It says it's a leaderboard. It's a place for fans to stand in the community. The top 3 get special badges in the live chat. So if you are in the live chat, you can see the little crowns and number 1, number 2, and number 3 by your name.
Yay! So here's what I'm gonna do.
So you need to get experience points by sending live chat messages and sending super chats and super stickers. So it's the number of messages that you send and your engagement.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Can I get all of you? I know I have. I think I do have. Well, I know I have. I definitely know I have Dez's number in my phone. But do me a favor. Can Josh, Lola, and Eccentric, can you just message me directly in Facebook and send me? I'm assuming that you all have Cash App. I'm assuming. And if you do, just send me your telephone number. Listen, we're gonna bless y'all with a very small, very small token of our appreciation. I just told y'all I just told y'all I got breaks to do. So just again, very small. But we love you.
We love you so much. Like so much. Like right. So much. We love you.
Yeah, like just message me. Just so I have everybody's cell phone number just to make sure. And if you have Cash App, then that way, cool. We can figure that out. So just hit me up in Facebook Messenger or email or whatever. Or if you got my number, just text me or whatever. I just want to make sure, because I want to make sure you're in my phone so I can go ahead and do that. But thank you. Congratulations to all 4 of you, actually.
Congratulations. I thought it would have been me standing here with you. Congratulations.
Which was one of the baddest songs that she's ever done.
Yeah, it is.
I miss Festa. But in any event, like we were saying, so my week was good. How has your week been?
It was good. I am downloading. Well, you know what? You'll see those next week. So
are you downloading porn?
No.
Oh.
I was downloading videos from the trip, but I'll save some of those for next week because I still have to edit them and put them on the TikToks and everything. Gotcha. So this weekend was low key for the most part. We got together with our pledges, and I'd already met my little brother, so that was fun. And then Sunday, best friend and I got in the car and drove down to Columbia, South Carolina. And on the way, I told you he relayed the story of the DL college professor. Now I have permission to tell this story. Once upon a time, best friend was on the train and he met a young man who was a professor at beep.
We can fill in the blank.
Yeah. We didn't know that. They didn't know that at the time. So anyway, so they're talking and back and forth and yada, 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 so on and so forth. So one day when they're talking, best friend's like, hey, how's it going? And he was like, I'm in a shitty mood because I just got into an argument with my soon-to-be ex-wife, to which best friend was like, brr? Ex-wife? So here is the story. The college professor has been married for, because I don't know who watches this show, so I don't want to put all their business And, I don't need nobody coming after a best friend, and now I got to fight the girls because they didn't put my hand.
Sounds juicy as
It is a little juicy. So he
put
is
my hair on my ear real quick.
so he has been now Reggie said best friend said he didn't give a fuck because he didn't give a fuck about this dude. But I still don't want to put everybody's business in the street. But here's what I will say. This person has been married for more than 2 decades. So I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm not going to say the exact number of years. Now, inside of his marriage, his wife, soon to be ex-wife, knows that he likes men. So he is bisexual. They have the agreement. That the college professor can do whatever it is that he wants to do with these men as long as they don't do it, as long as he don't bring it home. So you can't bring any of the dates home to their bed or whatever. And the other part of the agreement is that's what he can do. So basically, so he can fuck anything that doesn't have a penis. Fuck or get fucked by anything that doesn't have a penis. Meanwhile, the wife's part of the agreement is that the only penis she is allowed to have is his. You following me so far?
Yeah.
So what had happened was the wife's sister-in-law, or the wife's father died. So she went down to whatever island she is from to take care of the affairs or whatever. And then while that was happening, the wife's sister-in-law got sick. So it was like the wife's brother's wife. So the wife's sister-in-law got sick. So she went to another United State to take care of the sister-in-law. So she was there for a week. And then she was like, hey, sister-in-law, still not feeling well. I'm going to stay for another week or two. So she gets home, no big deal, whatever. Meanwhile, college professor dipping it low, spreading it wide. And we will come back to the dip, the low edge of the dip and the wide edge of the spread. But so dipping eventually she comes back. Exactly. And then one day she is in the shower and her phone keeps going off. Ding, 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 click, click, ding, 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 ding. However her phone does, right? So she's in the shower, him thinking maybe it's a sister-in-law, something ain't right. They've been married for 25 years or whatever, goes to check the phone and it's on lock, but he could see what's on the screen. And what's on the screen are texts of a very intimate nature from some dude, not his sister-in-law, not her sister-in-law. So she get out the shower and he's like, your phone was ringing off of the hook. And she was like, oh, really? And he's like, I saw all of the text. And they proceed to have, not when they knocked down, drag out, no one was actually physically injured, but he was livid. Like this is him, and this is him beside himself with how pissed off he was that his wife was fucking some other dude, and they were the texts were very intimate and very like it would be too. You'd met somebody, he was like, I'm gonna wear that pussy out. I don't know exactly what was said, but it wasn't just like, hi, how are you doing? Cutie. It's like, I love.
Give it to me.
I don't even know.
Give me that stuff, that funky, sweet, that knocks
funky, sweet, that funky stuff. Give it to me. Give me that fuck, that sweet. Say what?
Right.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Ooh.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me the stuff. That sweet.
Stuff. Ow!
Give it to me what you say. Give it to me what you say. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Okay.
So it was very that. But and he was livid. And as best friend was telling me this story, I was like, but he meeting dudes on the train to fuck. And has been almost their whole marriage. So he's like, but our agreement was that she wasn't gonna fuck nobody else. I was like, baby. So technically, I see what you're saying, but you're acting like you've been sitting home this whole time and she stepped out on you. Sir, you're fucking everything that isn't nailed down.
I mean,
but how do I know everything? Ask me how I know everything.
So with the gays, we usually know because at some particular point, there's an involvement on one side.
Oh no, I've never met this man. It's not that.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, that's all I got.
So, best friend was like, tell me about what your kinks and your pleasures are. And he starts by saying, oh, I'm not very kinky. I'm like, okay, girl, we know that's a lie. But then, and so, of course, he says to best friend in the beginning when they first started chatting, he was like, he asked best friend, it's not a secret that best friend is versatile. He enjoys pleasures on both sides of the slash. Other dude said, I'm mostly top. He said, I'm almost exclusively top. Don't nobody, get up in this. But as they were initially chatting on the train, he commented several times on best friend's bulge. Side note, Isu refers to best friend as Dominion's friend with the bulge. So this dude keeps commenting on that. And he's also using old school terminology. Like he said, the best friend, he was like, yeah, I was looking at your bulge and it made my nature rise. And I was like, were you chatting with Ronald Isley?
You're like, what the heck? Or like one of our grandparents? Like Cicely
Right.
Tyson?
I was like, who the fuck says let my nature rise? But then I realized, even though he's been fucking everything that isn't nailed down, his dating life was essentially locked in place 25 years ago. But even in the 90s, I mean, so that because this man is about the same age as we are. In the 90s, I don't think I would have ever said to some person, you making my nature rise. So
okay, so I agree with you on that, but the fact that we know what that is kind of like, I just heard somebody this weekend say, yeah, they was over there kicking the bobo. I said, kicking the bobo? I said, baby, you are showing your age. I said, I know what that is, but baby, kicking the bobo? Wasn't that like very 90s, 2000? So okay, all right, I'm sorry. I digress. Go on. Continue. That's it?
Can you still hear me? No. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
No.
Yes. Now
my microphone restarted. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you now, but it was going in and out for some reason.
Yeah, so so with this Windows 11 shit, it really is taking up a lot of processing power. So I can't touch nothing on the screen because anything that takes even the slightest more memory is giving it guff. So anyway, he says naturized and all this other stuff. I am, 95% top, don't nobody get up in this ass unless they want to lick it or whatever. Child. As the conversation goes.
Wait, not with the full pronunciation.
Girl, he goes from I am mostly top to every other statement, it was like, I can't wait for you to throw my legs over your shoulder and bust deep in me and all this other stuff. I was like, girl, she did a whole one. I guess she thought she was gonna give she thought she was giving you DL masculine trait, which I mean, you can be very masculine and be a bottom, but she went from I am a total top to I want you to throw my legs over your shoulder and nut up in. So, but how do I know that he fucking everything in the DC metro area?
Am I breaking up or are you breaking up?
Here,
because you seem to be
why. Because first we talk about kinks. What?
Okay, because I don't know if it was breaking up on my side or on your side, but it was breaking up. So please, if it was, because it was pixelated for a minute, but keep going.
Okay, so I'm back now.
Yes.
Okay, good. So he says, "Oh, I'm not really kinky. I don't really do none of that stuff," and then it goes from that to once or twice. I may have been had like a threesome to like I love orgies. And he's like, hey, what I would love for you to do is join us at these little parties that we like to have. And I'm like, the parties that you like to have. So apparently, I already knew that such functions exist, but there is a group of Black, mostly married DL men who get together and have orgies. And so I was like, girl, you're doing a whole lot. And this is why, as he's saying, every time he reveals more of this story, I'm like, but he got mad at his wife for having one extra dick. Meanwhile, baby, you are shopping it around town, honey. Which I'm not even mad at, but I'm just like the audacity to be now. Jealousy is an irrational emotion, so we understand that. But just like but like logically, it's like, girl, you're doing too much to be as pissed off about this as you are.
See, this is that cisgendered male, good old boy, do as I say, not as I do type thing. Like I just, and it's like you said, the jealousy part is irrational. That is irrational. If you're talking, and then you're talking about an open relationship, pretty much, which is what you're talking about.
It's open, but well, first of all, I don't know the wife, so I haven't asked her because I would be interested in her answer, what her take on what was supposed to happen, because he did also say that they hadn't had sex in a year. So I'm like, so what did you expect? So this might be a little bit why, because every time it wasn't that he was turned off by her and wasn't interested in having sex with her. She said every time he tried to initiate, she was like, I got a bad back, I'm not really super, it was always an excuse over the past year why they couldn't have sex. So, I mean, I guess I might be a little bit upset if every time I tried to fuck you, you had a bad back or you got a headache or whatever. But whatever anger or upset I would have felt would have been mitigated by the fact that 2 days later, here I am on my back with one dude, with a dude in each hole and one in each hand. So I mean, I get that potentially he could be annoyed that he tried to at least hold up his end of the bargain by maintaining the relationship or whatever. But still, it just felt like a lot. And so yeah. And so when we were having this conversation, best friend and I were talking about prep and everything, because he has a godson. And when he was talking to the godson about getting on prep, the godson recoiled. And that was surprising to me and not, because, of my involvement with Gilead and, their new prep campaign and everything. There are a lot of people, when you say prep, they don't look at it like I think everybody on that's either you or I or everybody that's tuning in is like, prep is a great thing. It's good to be on prep because it means you're negative and all of that, and it has a built-in STI protection or testing regime and all of that. But he recoiled, and I was like, see, this is why we need to make sure we get people on it, because for a fact that all them dudes that are in that DL group that they belong to, ain't none of them on prep. I bet you 80% of them are not using condoms, and they sure as hell aren't on DoxyPep. Because first of all, if you're on prep or DoxyPep, then you got to explain to somebody why you need it. And if your doctor's gay, like baby, a year ago, when I said to the nurse practitioner that I go to, that I need DoxyPep, because I be dipping it low on. I didn't even have to say because I be dipping it low and spreading it wide.
Baby, I need a prescription for Doxy.
I was like, Chelsea, I need a prescription for Doxy. She was like, sure. Okay,
baby, I opened up my chart.
15 minutes.
Yeah, I opened up my chart. The first thing I saw was Doxy. I was like, okay, great.
Like, right. And so, like, I think for those of us who are out or whatever, I think my doctor, child, shit. I'm in the doc. She's the same doctor and care team that I had for the injectable prep study. So I get that. But yeah, if you're just a heterosexual presenting man, and now, and
well,
you know, at least as far as
he claimed bisexuality. That's what you said he claimed.
He claimed bisexuality to his wife and to other dudes. I am betting the dudes that he knows at the college that he teaches at, the dudes that he knows that are in his fraternity, that are in his neighborhood, unless they done fucked, they think he is a heterosexual black man. So the only people that think he is bi, I mean, listen, do I believe that bisexuality is a thing? Yes. As evidenced by the fact that he is, or at least was, sexually attracted and interested in his wife as well as dudes. But on the spectrum of what he spent his time pursuing, he pursued one woman and 5 million dudes. So, but my point is that this is why we should all be on prep, because, when the girls be like, oh, I don't need it. I know my body. I can, like that dude a couple of weeks ago on the show, was like, I can just tell. No, you absolutely cannot tell someone is bisexual. And I was having that conversation with a friend of mine who is recently out of a long-term relationship with a woman, and now is exploring his bisexuality. And I was like, you are in the South too? And these girls, because the thing is, you ain't in Atlanta anymore. So in Atlanta, you might theoretically find a doctor, who might service your needs and whatever. But you in these little towns, everybody know each other. So now you at the little local pharmacy, is it a CVS? Yes. But everybody go to that CVS. And so they're going to be like, for Mr. So-and-so, I just filled a prescription for PrEP. Only homosexuals need PrEP. And then that's all you got to do is for that shit to get out there. So I get that there are things or whatever. So that's why the only person you can trust to protect yourself is you.
Absolutely just you. But I'm gonna leave this whole conversation about bisexuality alone, because listen, I feel like I make enough faces so people can see that I am I'm not uncomfortable. Well, I'll say I'm not gonna say uncomfortable, but I'm gonna
see what Tyra said.
Yes, I did, but I'm gonna come back to that. I'm not gonna say uncomfortable. I'm gonna say uncomfortable with the title. especially when your actions say something different. There's someone that
Right.
there's a couple people that we both know that I've never seen them with the opposite sex. I've heard about it once, and then that's it. So it's like, well, wait a minute. So does that really count? I mean, so like once every 6-7 years, this is what you do. But okay, all right. Listen,
Right.
I have a friend who listen. It knocked me when I say blew my motherfucking hair back straight, almost to, like I was.
Mm-hmm.
When they told me that they got up in that bed, they put their skirt up around their waist and had them high heels on that bed, and they was trying to get themselves together so they can screw this woman. I said, what? And listen, I'm all for it. Love whoever the fuck you want to love, baby. Because listen, love is love, or lust after whoever you want to fuck you want to. Listen, I get it, but it was off-putting because I had never had that conversation, or we had never had that conversation to say that this is what you're going to do, and this is what I like every now and then. Because I made the assumption that I've known you all this time, and you ain't never talked about, and then on some random occasion you just say, "Oh yeah, hey, this is what I did." What?
For me, and listen, you don't have to prove shit to me. And there's no like,
yeah, you're everybody grown.
Times that you have to mention it, but whatever. But it was I had a friend, best friend, and I had a mutual friend who was actually the reason that best friend and I met, who always liked to remind us that he was bisexual. Which, sure, but we saw him with a ton of dudes. We always saw him talking about dudes, but so here's the thing. And listen, and again, ultimately, I don't really give a shit. But that we're gay because everybody that we talk about is homosexuals, is gay. Well, we notice beautiful women, but won't talk about beautiful women in the same way that we talk about a beautiful man.
True.
And there's the bisexuals that I know who are like, sort of invested in both interest in males and females will be like, I like people. And you'll be like, that woman is attractive. I'd fuck her. That dude is attractive. I'd fuck him. But then there are the bisexuals who say that they're bisexual, but don't ever talk about or look at, or even outside of us. So maybe with his gay friends, maybe he only talk about gay shit, but then when he's with his straight friends, but we've known you for 20 years. In those 20 years, you keep talking about bisexuality, but you ain't never been with a woman or talked about a woman in any way. So, but again, ultimately, none of my affair.
I want everybody to do whatever the fuck blows their hair back and makes them feel comfortable. But I am going to say to one of my good bristers that's on this call, like I just responded, child. Okay, I listen. I'm a as Diane Carroll said, is Jackie Washington making a comeback? Okay, child. All right. Well,
okay.
Okay. Well, all right.
Or like Penny Marshall said, don't you have to have been somewhere to come back from?
But listen, okay, I'll support you. Okay, that's all I got. That's okay, but that's where we
are.
are.
So all of that best friend was steady texting him as we were going down the road, and the text got more and more explicit and more graphic as the miles rolled past. And I was like, girl, for someone with no kinks and fetishes, you sure like a lot of gutter bucket shit. And listen, I support it. But say that up front. I mean, don't pretend like, you Paulina Pure Pussy when you are really pussy galore. And
pussy
don't
galore.
your back door is an exit. Your back door is an exit only ramp. Meanwhile, girl, you are known as pass around party bottom. Pussy. After birth.
Oh God! Listen, I still want everybody. Listen, love who you love, be with who you want to be with, screw who you want to, smut who what you want to, baby. We are not slut shaming anybody or bisexual, sexual preference shaming or any of that stuff. But I'm just talking about what my experiences have been and how I've addressed and mentioned to the people that I've talked about, because I've said these things to them, because it's a dialogue, and I feel like if we're friends, like I said, I'm gonna take that page out of my mom and her best friend, and they was just like, "Bitch, something wrong with you." Like I'm gonna take that bitch. You talk about all this. I ain't never seen you. Okay, so that's where I'm at. That's where I'm coming from. But okay,
and then
that's all I got.
When we said gutter bucket, pussy galore, Josh says someone called my name. But anyways, all right. So we get to one of the goals of this trip when we first decided to go was to go to Buc-ee's. So we finally made it to Buc-ee's, and videos about Buc-ee's, or as we called it, bussies, will be coming out later. So we got to Columbia, and I will say that we had a wonderful time in Columbia, South Carolina, because we were only in town for 48 hours.
Wow. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did I get married? And listen, Tyra, I just want you to know that you are not my only wife. Just so that we're clear.
Epic gutter bucket bisexual slut.
Not even bisexual. just entitled.
Just sexual. All right.
We just not even sexual, because it ain't. Listen, I'm just saying.
Right.
But I also got a couple husbands in there too. But I'm just saying that I just don't want you to feel like you the only one. So, if something happens and you go to the will, and I know you're gonna come in with a fabulous hat and some glasses, and you'll probably be your own surprise witness and everything else. Maybe don't be surprised, because it won't be just your name written there by itself. I just want to be clear with that. But okay.
And so, we had fun. We went out to dinner with our old boss on Sunday, and then Monday we were like, "Well, girl, what is there to do around town?" Thrift stores. And with that, it's time for a few videos. You ready?
Why do I love everybody that watches this show, but Tyra is one of my faves. I just want you to know
Always.
that. Come on, Tyra.
If it's better than a serve, it's a sleigh. And if it's better than a sleigh, it's pussy. And if it's better than pussy, it's cunt. And that...
Why douche? Certain times of the month I feel I just have to. Why douche? My best friend told me it's a real fresh feeling. It is. Why douche? To feel fresh and clean on the days I don't. Why douche? It's natural to want to feel fresh. Why douche?
I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
Women douche for a lot of different reasons, but when it comes to the douche they use most, there's only one. Massengill. 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 Kiss my ass! Try Massengill with natural ingredients, because fresh feels terrific.
I can smell your nappy pussy.
The MAGA movement is made up of a bunch of religious psychos that are engaging in mass delusions. They are off their rockers from, of course, Kanks, all the way down. And these MAGA influencers have so much hold over the MAGA movement because they keep them all rattled and they keep the delusions in place. And if you remember on the Jimmy Kimmel thing, the whole thing started with Brendan Carr going on Benny Johnson's podcast. And let me just show you what happened to Benny. We need to remind everybody of this. Benny posts the advertising on the Military Times right now, and it has an ad for the world's largest gay cruise. And this is the day that Benny learned about targeted advertising based off your Google search history.
Girl, that's how you get caught. Because let me tell you, I am gay. I am the gayest. And
So gay. So
so
gay.
gay.
So gay.
And yet, I don't have ads for the world's biggest gay cruise that come up on my feed.
I did.
I mean,
Listen, I am.
you are the penultimate gay.
I am love and light and gay. That's what I am. That's what I am.
Yes, you are. Now, this next video. Hold on, let me make sure it's all set up. I gotta set up the scenes. Why I was doing that. I wanted to be able to see our faces for the reactions at the bottom. So y'all know we still getting our shit together. So this next one is the very definition of dead behind the eyes.
You have done some pretty crazy things, like one time swallowing 194 loads in a row.
So this was filmed in Madrid. The guy tells me, he's like, oh, you're gonna have to take some medicine so like the can like properly digest in your system. And also they give you some pills to help with nausea.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Once they told me it was gonna be like 100 and something guys, I was like, oh. The girl just wanting to hold the cup under me to make sure that none of the goes to waste.
Right.
And then whatever was in there, I had to drink it. And let me tell you, not everyone tastes good.
Yeah, okay, so you got I'm like, I'm probably so red right now.
I didn't feel anything then, but of course, like after it was done, everything just comes back up.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Are you gonna say something first?
No, the floor is yours, sir.
No.
No. The floor is yours. Please.
I just don't. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to begin. I don't even know how to approach it. I don't even know how to end it. I just don't know. Because listen, I want people to be your best self. If you want to do group, whatever, or just I want you to get all that. For me, I can't imagine 100. The idea of 194 loads in a container or in my body at one time. And again, we're not talking about over years. We're talking about in this moment. That's what we're talking about. I just can't imagine. And I feel like I remember I was getting a colonoscopy and I had to do the Miralax thing. And then you do like all that at the same time. You're like gulping it down and that was horrible. So I can't even now. While you might be getting excitement and being played, I can't imagine this going down my throat and then, like she said, coming back up. Oh, you make somebody never ever want to suck a dick ever in life. Just for, like that. That's how I feel. But Jesus, I don't know. 194 loads. How many people? This wasn't 194 people, but this was 194 loads. So was it just 15? Was it 20? Was it 30? Was it 60? That's a lot. Like
And here's the thing. See, I do not know who this woman is. This was just a video that came across my feed on Instagram, and she did not say that she sucked off 194 people. Right. They gave her a cup
to put underneath.
Right.
To catch. Right.
So
I'm thinking that they were. Yeah, I'm thinking my
stomach is getting queasy and nauseous just thinking about it. And the look that she is giving is just giving me dead behind. So when I tell you dead behind the eyes, let me find that look right there. That is dead behind the eyes.
Listen, girl, I wish you all the luck. I hope you have great medical insurance, because I feel like even with that much cum in your body, whether it's with something or without, I feel like you're going to have some gastrointestinal issues for like a couple of days afterwards. I feel like that's just a lot.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't eat for days.
Yeah.
And just the idea, like the smell of semen.
Time out, Trayvon. You are on time out. Officially on time out.
This is why we don't let Trayvon go places.
Time out. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so. All right, next.
All right, time to celebrate Tyler's 7th time turning 30.
Oh, be nice.
I am nice.
No, I'm nice. You're gay nice.
What is gay nice?
Tell me my shirt looks cute.
Oh my god, your shirt is so cute.
See? That's gay nice. Technically, you're saying something nice, but your tone is very cutty.
Oh my god, am I a mean gay?
No. Here, repeat after me. Tyler, you look great.
Tyler, you look great.
Tyler, you look so good.
Tyler, you look so good.
Tyler, you look so good.
Tyler, you look so good. Screw it, you want to get drunk at the Eagle?
Yes, oh my god, I hate Tyler. He slept with my ex the week after we broke up.
His dick is big though.
The funniest part of that to me was when he was like, his dick is big though. He's like,
And listen,
baby, basically, old boy was like, bitch, you don't know big dicks like I know big dicks.
but listen, I'm laughing because I was like, bitch, I've been both of these. And it just depends on.
Well, I mean, of course, we both have. He was like, girl,
Right.
You look so good.
It's so good. So good.
I still remember one of the first times I went to IML, and this guy made a rubber outfit, and he was a bigger person, and he basically made a rubber version of a Steve Harvey suit. That's the best way to describe it. It was oversized, and it was made of brown and yellow rubber. And that pretty much sums up my reaction. Girl, you look so good.
That sounds like that. First of all, you said brown and yellow, so all I thought about was iota phi theta. But okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Maybe that was why he was running, because I think he was an iota. But here's the thing: this wasn't so any color. Any. I mean, I'm not gonna say any colors, but colors are situational. So yes. My school colors are orange and green. So my best friend from college sent me a picture of a tuxedo that was green velvet with an orange lapels and an orange bow tie. And I was like, this is atrocious everywhere but FAMU's homecoming.
I was going to say, if it's not something that's attached to FAMU, baby.
Right. But if I just wore that randomly out in the street, and so I'm not at all shading on Iota's colors, because brown and gold are their colors, and that's fine. But in a leather setting, to have created an ill-fitting rubber costume in the colors brown and yellow was an issue.
Be nice, Tyra, even though I started it, but be nice.
I'm gonna leave that alone, Tyra. I'm not trying to have all 5 of those girls come get me.
See right there. There we go. This is a perfect example of gay nice. That's what we are. and listen, what I'm also going to say is shout out to the grandbaby because the grandbaby is an iota. So listen, baby boy, you know I love you. This is where we are.
Okay.
Okay. All
right. Next up.
I want a guy who can be kind of like a discreet. I would prefer a discreet type of guy. You know, like I'm not in the gay scene, so you won't really catch me outside unless we go outside. So I want a guy like that. You feel me? Like everybody be outside every day.
I'm confused. You just whiplash my neck. I guess like. So what I heard is you want a discreet guy. You are not in the gay scene. And you want
not in the gay scene.
Wait, say it again.
I want a guy who is not in the gay scene. I mean, I'm okay with the whole gay pride thing, but it's like, do you have to go every year? Like, it's still good.
Pride is only once a year. The man can't go to Pride, Vincent.
Meanwhile, he is giving, yes, Miss Woods, Penny is my child. Child, you are a whole woman. And again, here's the thing. When I say that, and it is a read, and it's not gay nice, it is bitchy nice. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a whole woman. It's a problem being a whole woman trying to pretend like there's a problem with other people living their truth while you are sitting there looking like Penny's mama from Good Times.
I mean, it was factual, but I mean, so all right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go ahead and answer the question. First of all, I'm too nosy because I don't want to see somebody that's not in the gay scene, baby. I need to know.
I don't at all, because girl, for the same reason, like old boy, the college professor, this whole DL shit and all of this other stuff. Like, no, girl, I don't need none of that.
I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with none of that.
And you know, they be like, and like if you say, "Oh, I'm going to the Eagle," they was like, "Oh, I'm not down with that gay shit, nigga." The way you took that dick, you are down with the gay shit.
My thing is also I need to be able to run some background checks. I need to be able to pick up cables, baby. Listen, anybody that I am interested in or have dated or wanted to do something with, baby, I have picked up the cables and I have gotten information.
I can't believe the number of times you've been like, "Hey, do you know so and so?" And I'll be like, "Let me run them through the whole facts."
But listen, if I can't find you in it, that's a flag for me. That is a red flag. Because listen, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I don't even want to say most. A lot of gay men are whores, so we know who's been doing what with whom. Like listen. On this screen alone, between the two of us, I'm sure we can take out the majority of the district because we know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody and know what the fuck is going on. We step out into Maryland and Virginia, we might take out half of that, but nationally, in some of the hot spots, I guarantee you there's probably about 15 to 20% of it on each side that we would probably know or know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Right. And so for me, the issue is not because I'm concerned if she's been ridden hard and put away wet. It's that if I'm, because this person, he's not talking about people to fuck. He's talking about people to date. And I remember I used to have a friend group who want wear my eraser to the nub. Yes, Lord. They do. But I remember I used to hang out with this group of people, and they would always be like, they wouldn't want to go places because they wouldn't want other people to see them, or they don't want to. it was, they just lived such a limiting life because like, if I was like, hey, we're going on a cruise, oh, it's like, well, they can't go on this cruise because it's a bunch of dudes and everybody gonna think we gay. Or, you know, they can't go to San Francisco for IML or for Folsom or Dory because somebody might see them. And I used to be like, girl, no one's going to see you. But then again, there's a picture of me getting my dick sucked in the middle of the street. So someone might see you. So, but you know, I'm comfortable with who I am and with people seeing me out in the world. So I can't date anyone who isn't comfortable. I'm not saying, you know, we run into each other at the sex party. I'm talking about dudes who are like, oh, you know, we can't go to Pride. You know, those motherfuckers are the reason that you can walk around with this Walona Wood scarf on your head. You know, it's the people who couldn't hide or be in the gay scene, because even if they didn't want to be in the gay scene found them. You know, so, and girl, there's nothing DL about you. Nothing.
What did we talk about? What is one of your favorite lines? What is it? Not harsh but truthful. How do you say
Baby,
that?
I don't throw shade. I shed light.
Or I speak truths on something. Listen,
Cool observations.
Right. So listen, and baby, I think you are a beautiful person. You have beautiful eyes, you have beautiful skin, beautiful teeth.
But your attitude is ugly.
But I feel like you're asking for I don't know. I feel like it's like build a man, like you're trying to, you know, like you're trying to build that perfect man. And I wish you luck with that. So
it feels like internalized homophobia to me.
Maybe.
And the idea that you have to be like a flaming queen or whatever to be in the scene. And listen, I know that people live all kinds of lives. All of us aren't working in, you know, institutions where either they're not working in an educational setting where, you know, the gays are in charge of various factions of it, or they don't work like I do at Camtar, where there's whole organizations for the gays, and you can actually get a lanyard that tells people that you're one of the gays, you know, and it's a corporate sponsored thing. So I get that everybody doesn't live that life, but to be like, I don't want to date someone that's in the gay scene or goes to gay pride, girl, like the moderator top said, pride is once a fucking year.
So it's funny you say that, because I've talked about this person before that I work with, that all of a sudden decided that they referred to me not as my government, not as Epic, but they referred to me as that name. And so for me, what that said to me is, bitch, you know somebody that I know. And I already knew.
What name?
They did not refer to me as my government name.
Mm-hmm.
They did not refer to me as Epic. They referred to me as the other name. And so what that said to me was, you know somebody that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done it on multiple.
Were they trying to be slick about it, or they were just trying to
listen? You know how you just, it's that you have that eye on them, you be like,
right.
You're like,
right, girl, you're not gonna
right. And you be getting real slick with it, and you starting to put it out. And I mean, let me be clear, it's no big secret. I get it. But the problem is, that's not how you know me. You're not going to show up, because if you met me and that other person showed up, that's completely different than when I'm showing up at work for the most part. Because I don't have to deal with you. But again, my whole point is, bitch, you know somebody. So I haven't quite figured it out, and I haven't really been invested. I thought about it for a minute. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to. I was like, nah. But you just did it again just this past weekend, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, you. I mean, not this past week. That was on Monday. You getting on my nerves. Like I'm gonna have to go ahead and shut this down.
And that's the thing. If you know, most people know me that I would work with. There's only 2 or 3 people who know who I am. Those other people know my government name, the job that makes me money at Camtar. And so far, no one has been bold enough to call me by that name, because I'm gonna be like,
and that's the thing.
Now, if you see it, because baby, I've been on the sides of billboards along with you.
Right.
So,
and my whole thing is, don't sit here and don't start no shit. Because like, if you really turn, that's the problem. If you turn that thing on,
right.
I'm gonna have to go ahead.
Don't think that just because you know that side of me that you don't still have to deal with that other side of me. And don't forget that that other person is a part of me too. And baby, you start trying to fuck with my money, you're gonna see a person that is a third person that rarely comes out.
Yeah, because I don't want to have to start telling all your shit about how you running from some people and you got fired from a couple other places, but I don't want to talk about that.
Right. So on the heels of this, I just have one thing to say to that young man.
I hope you keep on serving cunt. Keep on serving cunt. Keep on serving cunt. Okay. Keep on
okay.
Cunt. Keep on serving cunt. Okay.
I like that.
So like we went to this store called Sid and Nancy's. It's a little thrift store boutique, and they had a bunch of sunglasses. So I just took a bunch of pictures with the sunglasses, and I thought it looked cute with, the little salt and pepper coming through the beard and the glasses and everything. I love a sunglass moment. So, all right, we got one more, but we'll save that for the end. So come on, hit us with these stories.
All right, so listen, real quick, y'all. Try to bring you all just a couple of little stories and keep you all attached to what's going on. Earlier this week, late last week, we found out that an article on People that Nancy Pelosi announces her retirement from Congress after a 40-year House career. The former Speaker of the House, and still the only woman to serve in that position, announced on November 6th that she wouldn't be seeking re-election for her San Francisco-based district in 2026, capping her 40-year career in Congress. She did a 6-minute video that was a love letter to San Francisco, where she talked about what she did and how she loved the city and loved this place, and there was so much more work to be done. But she wants to clear the way for a new representative. She served over 20 terms in the U.S. House of Representatives, was the Speaker of the House from 2007. I'm sorry, the House Speaker from 2007 to 2011, and again from 2019 from 2019 to 2023. When Republicans took control of the Congress in 2022 midterm, she stepped down as leader of the House of Democrats and was succeeded by New York Rep. Hakeem Jeffries. Pelosi, she began her career as a member of the Democratic National Committee representing California. She served in various leadership positions within the party. She won a special election in 1988 to succeed the late Philip Burton, who died in office, and his wife or his widow wife, had taken over the seat. But again, she was elected to then take it over formally. She represented essentially the same region of San Francisco for her entire congressional career, entering office in the midst of the city's AIDS epidemic. Some other key pieces of legislation that Pelosi was a part of throughout her career include the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act, the Affordable Care Act, and also the CARES Act. In 2023, she talked about the stress of taking office at a time when she was attending 3 funerals a week due to the AIDS crisis itself. But again, her work in co-authoring the Ryan White Care Act, which provides funding for HIV/AIDS patients, as well as getting the AIDS quote declared a national treasure, is going to be a major part of her political legacy. But of course, it was her election as the Speaker of the House, like I said, in 2007, that cemented her political legacy, making her the first woman, the first Californian, and again, the first Italian American to hold the speakership. I just want to take this time to say congratulations, Miss Petty Clap or Miss Pelosi Clap, 2019. We
Yes.
will miss you severely. And baby, that is always one of the memories that I will have of you, is forever doing. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. There is a rumor that's circulating amongst the YouTubes about Jasmine Crockett supposed to be running for president in 2028. But the funny thing is, when you go to search it, all you find is YouTube people talking about it, because at one particular point it was an article, and I think they said I saw a video of her being on Stephen Colbert's show, I think it is, talking about it, and she had a hashtag and all those other things, but it's kind of hard to find now. So I just wonder, I'm just wondering how people are trying to, if it was all a hoax. But again, like I said, it's a rumor, so we'll find that out as time goes on. But how do you feel about Jasmine trying to run for president?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Would I vote for her? Of course. Do I think she could win enough people? I don't think so. And when I let my
Dominionism,
thinking about it, I'm still all in for Kamala. If Kamala runs again, I'm all in for Kamala.
So have you seen the document? I mean, her interview talking about
yeah.
Okay.
I think she learned a lot from that. I think that, I hope that people learned a lesson, a awful, terrible lesson, that, all of the girls that were like, it won't be that bad. It can't be that bad. Seeing just how awful it is, and like, girl.
So I feel like I love Jasmine, and I love the fact that she claps back, but I do feel like she's a little clap back happy. And
right, and that's my thing. I mean, I'm not, and she, I want to be clear, she is apparently one of the top fundraisers for the Democrats.
Yes.
But being a top fundraiser and being able to build a coalition of people who will vote for you is something entirely different. And I will just tell you that in my almost 55 years of life, I've even when Barack Obama was running, I was not as enthused about it as I was for Kamala. Bitch, I gave Kamala 3 times the amount of money that I gave Barack Obama. And just my level of like, wow, this, and it's not just because she was a woman and a Black woman from an HBCU, but I really felt like she had her pulse on the things that were important to me.
So in that same vein, there's rumors out here circulating amongst the YouTube streets that some CIA operative or FBI operative or somebody, either CIA or FBI, that was a part of the investigation with the counting of the ballots, saying that this was a cover-up and that actually Kamala did actually win the election. Again, alleged, a rumor, and it's out here. But again, amongst these YouTube streets, you hear a lot of different things. So
I've heard a lot of that too. But you hear about it for 3 months, and you hear it. And I used to be like, oh, well, you didn't hear it from the traditional news outlets, but I don't put a whole lot of stock in those traditional news outlets. And I am leaning. I don't feel like there's enough of a groundswell of people picking it up. Like, if I hear Joy Reid talking about it, if I hear Rachel Maddow talking about it, if I hear whatever his name, Mehdi, I don't know if he's Arab or whatever, the one that's always arguing about Israel or whatnot, if I hear them talking about it, then I'll believe that it was a real conspiracy. Because y'all remember when she lost, everybody was like, in her speech at Howard, she was like, she's signaling. And I was like, she's not signaling anything except that this sucks, but this is how you're supposed to act. You're supposed to be gracious to the winner while energizing your base. So it wasn't like this secret message. So yes, I've heard those things, but I've not heard it from anyone that I consider reputable journalists. And I'm not talking about CNN or MSNBC. I'm talking about individuals like I said, Rachel and Joy.
So, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll have to wait around to see if that's going to happen.
And even if it was, I mean, at this point,
it's right. But we're gonna wait. We're gonna come back and see. We're gonna
do I
come
want
back
that to be the case? But I mean, and do I then want a bunch of people to go all the way to jail? Like, even if we don't find out until after Kamala or whoever becomes the president that it was, we need to learn the lesson from Merrick Garland, who, if he had done the shit that he needed to do and put a bunch of motherfuckers under the jail, including Donald Trump, we would not be in this situation right now, because you can't run for president from jail.
So, again, we will run back into that in 2020, in the next couple of years, until we get to the election of 2028. So we're going to have a whole bunch of that. So
yes,
we'll table that. I wanted to also report out from people as well that there was no rap songs in the top 40 for the first time in 35 years. It was Kendrick Lamar and SZA's song Luther that exited the Billboard Hot 100. And this was announced October 29th that that song had been removed from the charts. Now, previously, Billboard removed songs that slipped below number 25 after 25 weeks or number 50 after 20 weeks. Now Billboard will remove songs given the following parameters of chart descent. If they're below number 5 after 78 weeks, number 10 after 52 weeks, number 25 after 26 weeks, and number 50 after 20 weeks. And so Luther had finished number 38 in its final week, but failed to reach the number 25 after 25 weeks on the charts, resulting in its removal per those new guidelines. The last time that this happened, where there was no rap songs lingered in the top 40, was the first week of February 1990, when Biz Markie's hit "Just a Friend" had climbed to number 41, and the next week it jumps to number 20. It jumped to number 29. So, that song,
whatever this policy is, it feels racist. I haven't done the analysis yet, but something about it feels racist to me.
So, but the funny thing is with that song, "You Just a Friend," I hated that song. When it came, I hated it. I thought it was the most ridiculous song. As I got older, I was like, okay, I get it. It was just, it's very tongue in cheek, but I hated it. I was like, and I also found Biz Markie hard to look at for me. I found him hard to look at.
I respect that.
That man is legend, and he is gone. He's not with us, but he made he made his mark. I also want to talk about the fact that A Different World is coming back. Netflix ordered a sequel set at Hillman College. So Different World first appeared in the late 1980s, and it was set at the fictional Hillman College, and it was focused on a group of students as they navigate their academic and personal lives and friendships and relationships going through college. Now Netflix returned to Hillman for the next generation, and this time the narrative centers on Deborah Wayne, played by Malia Joy Moon. Deborah is the daughter of two of Hillman's most recognizable alumni, Whitley Gilbert and Dwayne Wayne. So that's Jasmine Guy and Kadeem Hardison. Now, although the sequel focuses on her present and not their past, I'm sure they're probably going to have some guest appearances several times. Now, entering Hillman as a freshman, Deborah finds out that her parents' reputations loom large over her, and the series follows her efforts to carve out her own space, define what she wants her college years to look like, and build relationships independent of her family's legacy. Now, joining Moon in the cast are Elijah Kai as Rashida, and FYI, that is Tashina Arnold's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I'm not pronouncing his name incorrectly, but Chibukiem Uche as Kojo, Cornell Young IV as Shaquille. Is that Nelly? His name is Cornell, isn't it? Is it Cornell Young, or is this? But I figured that out. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, Jordan Aaron Hall as Amir and Kennedy Reese as Hazel. Felicia Pride, who from Bel Air and Grey's Anatomy, will lead the sequel as a showrunner and executive producer. Debbie Allen, who played a major creative role and directed several episodes. Is set to direct 3 episodes of the sequel, including the premiere. And Pride had described the opportunity as meaningful, saying it's an honor to contribute to a project that influenced her personally. And the other casting announcements for returning legacy characters haven't been confirmed yet, but I'm sure there's probably going to be some, because again, Dwayne and Whitley were two characters that were iconic, but there were several, because all of them had their own moments in their own times. But they're definitely one of the fan faves at some particular point.
You know who I want? You know who I want to be? Because remember, Jennifer Lewis played the dean.
Listen,
now I don't. I mean, Jennifer Lewis come back as like whatever. But remember the girl that said, something is a terrible thing, girl. Remember
that was she was on the show. She was on the show with Jada. She was like, "Ooh, life's a funny thing, girl.
It comes at you fast." I would love to see her as the new dean of students. I definitely want to hear what happened to Freddie and Kim.
Yeah. So
and Dwayne.
But Jada was on the show as well, so it would be cute if actually one or both of the kids decided.
Honestly, even when Jada, I didn't give a shit about her character.
Well, I mean, at that point, remember, the show was on for, was it 6 years or 8 years, or was it 9? It was on for a while.
8 years, 7, 8 years, yeah.
But that was towards the end, and she was just kind of in the background, and she played angry girl at that. For me, she played angry girl in the school at that point. I was like, okay, whatever.
Now, what would be cute is if one of the kids is whatever Denise is. Do you remember Denise and her husband? Because remember, the whole thing was that the reason that Denise left the show was because Lisa Bonet got pregnant, and they did not want to have an unexplained pregnant girl on the show.
Right.
But then she came back to the Cosby Show and got married, and her and Martin could still be married and could have kids. So I would love, this could be like a back door into finding out what happened to the Huxtable family, because that was the whole thing was that was their alma mater. So I will be interested to see, like, would it be remember who was
so wait a minute, wait, let's back up. And I'm gonna report this last thing out. What the hell? How did the Cosby Show actually? I don't even know if I remember the ending of the Cosby Show. Like, I don't even know if I remember.
It ended with Theo graduating, getting with his master's, and Cliff finally fixing the doorbell and them dancing off of the stage.
I'll come back to that. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, social media slays.
Let me share my screen. Hold on.
Okay. I wanted to put this out here, and because I felt like it was funny. It was pointed, but it was kind of truthful. This was someone from on Facebook. It was Venetian's page, and it had Blueface. He said he went on X and said, Chris Brown still trying to prove he's relevant by dancing in every video. Bro, it's 2025, not Step Up 3. Sit down somewhere. So Chris Brown, I think he's one of the kings of clapback, because 50 Cent is probably up there. I don't know if he's the king, but they're up there. He said, funny, you talking about dancing when your only moves are dodging child support and recording from your mama's couch. At least I'm still on stage. You still on probation.
That's cute, but that all of these clapback, these all feel very faggoty to me.
Listen, I'm letting all that go. We got some new music this week. Kylie Minogue enters the race for 2025's official Christmas #1 with her Amazon music track called Xmas. Katy Perry returns and has Away for the Holidays, which is going to be her Christmas album. Following the announcement of their upcoming festive film, A Very Jonas Christmas Movie, the brothers will release Coming Home this Christmas. Robbie Williams has dropped his latest single off his album Britpop called Pretty Face. Former Lizzie McGuire star Hilary McDuff drops a single called Mature. Rita Ora has a song called All Natural. Kehlani has Out the Window. Backstreet Boys has a very Backstreet Christmas. There's also a new album from Dolly Parton, Those Were the Days, featuring collaborations with Norah Jones, Keith Urban, Alison Krauss, and many others. And they have in here Sugar Hill, but I don't know what that means. But because I don't even know if all the
record label.
I don't know if that's the record label, if because you're talking about Sugar Hill Gang, like you're missing the name. I don't know, but maybe I'm hopeful, maybe I'm just old. And then veteran rapper Warren G's In the Midnight Hour, Lightyear Entertainment is also out this week as well. So run on out and make sure you get, check those out and see what you like. A couple of things that are coming out in theaters or new movies that are coming out. Running Man, yes, it is a remake that's coming out November 14th. The Carpenter, which is a horror movie but with Nicolas Cage. The Things You Kill, which is an action movie. Wicked for Good.
Oh, we will definitely be there for that.
November 21st. November 21st. Wicked for Good. I'm just letting y'all know.
We'll
Rental Families. Huh?
Oh, when is the 21st?
I don't know, but we're going to be there.
Oh, that's a week from tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll get our tickets. We'll go.
Okay. Rental Family, which is a comedy, that's on the 21st as well. Altered, which is a science fiction movie, comes out on November 21st. Zootopia 2 also comes out on November 26th. And listen, I don't care what anybody says. There's certain a nostalgia for me when I go to the movies and I see animated films or cartoons. Because Zootopia, baby, when I say I kikied so awful, it was so bad. Have you ever seen Zootopia?
Mm-mm.
There's a scene where one of the main characters, who's a bunny rabbit, is going to the DMV to get a driver's license, and at the DMV, it is a sloth. They are typing like, and you see this bunny, the character's like, it's Bunny, like she's trying to. That scene for me was everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a special place in my heart for that movie. And yeah.
Oh, I got one more for there's one more premiere coming up.
What's that?
Miranda? Took you long enough?
I've never seen the original Devil Wears Prada, so it's still on my list of things to get done before we go see this. I know.
Excuse me?
I know.
You're on the list? What list? Is that what you is that?
It just, it just wasn't something that I had gotten around to.
Exactly, eccentric. Exactly.
I'm still gay.
Now, you know what? I'm not even gonna blame this on your gay mama, because I knew your gay mama, and I know your gay mama was very in tune with everything. So I don't know what. So this is a Dominion problem. That's what this is. And listen, as your Brista, I'm gonna make sure that we go to see this after you've watched the first one.
Definitely going to. I mean, I'm going to see it, and I will put my Damn, I'm demoted.
Listen.
And he's hugged me. I promise I will go and see the movie prior. I will see that movie, and I will go to we'll go see that movie together.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, it's not on that level of Jackie Washington, but I mean it's up there. It's it's a part of it's a part of gay lingo and gay fiction. I just want to make sure But okay, if listen, as your Bristol, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure that we get to see that. Yes.
Yes. And I have licked your face. Yes, you have. I will watch it, Desmond, I promise. And I will report back my findings. During the holiday, while I'm on vacation, I will watch Devil Wears Prada. But so on that level, right? So I was talking to someone this weekend or today about their activities over the weekend, and they were talking about how they weren't feeling well. And I said, that's because you went out when you were supposed to be home. They were like, yeah, I did. And you went out and had big fun. Isn't that what you did? You went out and had big fun, didn't you? You had big fun with the wretched. And they were like, who are the wretched? But they're only 31 years old. I was like, what? What?
That is prime time for the okay. Well,
so I got to do some work with them. I got to, take them under my wing.
No. We're gonna work. No, you're gonna do your work first before you go back and try to mentor this one. That's what you're gonna do. That's the recommendation from the council, because the council will hear about this. I'm gonna defend you, because there's some nasty bitches, and I'm gonna defend you, but you're gonna hear about this from the council. I just want you to understand that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I thank you for looking out for me.
But the council will hear about this.
Thank you so much.
Eccentric, get their looks together. Listen, we want that whole windblown goddess look that you brought to Blackout. But listen, get the looks together for get them ready for the girls. Listen, get them ready.
Right. So anyway, I have had an absolutely lovely time, and yeah. So looking forward to next week. And then the week after, we will. So we're a week from Sunday. We're going up. We're taking a day trip. That's going to be a fun weekend, because Friday we'll go see Wicked for Good, and then Sunday we're going to take the train up to New York City to go to the Eagle.
Yes, we are. I was like, what? How? In my mind, I'm like, what the fuck?
I was going to say, bitch, I already paid for these tickets now.
No. I had to. I'm in.
And by paid, I mean the tickets were free, because I get free tickets on from Camtar.
All I'm saying is that thing just popped up in my head, and I was like, wait, what? I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I got it. Okay. But anyway, yes, I definitely have enjoyed this. Thank y'all so much for entertaining this old fat man with white hair, because I think there's some every day I go to do this show, I'm happy and I'm grateful, and I'm just happy to kind of share some things with you. But I'm also just happy that people want to sit back and hang out with us. So I'm very appreciative of that. So thank y'all once again, because again, we always say you can be anywhere, and you choose to be here with us. So very grateful. So thank you all.
Amen. And with that, we will say thank y'all for coming out. God bless you, and good night.